Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Mavi, and today I'm going to give you my current deck profile for ST13's Sabo. Now, I'm going to be using anything OP07 and before. This is my own personal cook, and the theme here is going to be simply Revolutionary Army. We're not going to be using the other gimmick that kind of goes with this leader and the Ace and the Luffy leader, which is you want to use the previous kid versions to upgrade and improve your hero and with other abilities. This one is just pure healing with a revolutionary. So yeah, sit back and relax. We're going to be talking about the utility cards, the events, the 2Ks, the attackers, but of course let's start with the leader ability. Alright, so this is Sabo. He is a dual red and yellow leader, 5,000 power, Dressrosa, and revolutionary. So potentially you can make a Dressrosa deck in the future. But anyway, his ability is once one Dawn is attached, then you can activate once per turn during your main phase. Add one of your 3 or higher characters with 7,000 power or higher to the top of your life face up. Then you're going to be giving up to one of your other characters on the field 2,000 power until the start of your next turn. This ability is very powerful. First of all, you just, you grab a character that you want back up, you're going to be healing with them, and then you can power up somebody else until the start of your next turn. And yeah, it's a lot of versatility here, and we'll get into some of the really good targets that this ability has. So that's the leader. All right, let's start with the bread and butters, the bulk of the deck, the attackers, starting from the lowest cost to the highest cost. So first of all, this is an Azuma 3/4/1. If a character you control other than this has a power of 7,000 or more, this character gains Rush. Now, almost every single revolutionary in this deck is going to be a 3+, but also it's going to be a 3 to 4 cost. And that's because there is a good amount of cards in here that summon them from your hand or from the top of your deck. So this is a really good Rush character, revolutionary. We're running 4 of these. Next up, we're going to be using Lindbergh. This is a staple in a lot of revolutionary decks, and sometimes it's good to just have in general because its ability. So it's a 4/5/1 when attacking. When this character has 7,000 or more power, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. A very powerful ability, good baseline stats, doesn't hurt that it has a counter. It has a permanent effect, so your opponent's going to be wanting to remove this. It combos well with some of your other characters that we're going to be talking about. That lowers cost, and the trigger is very, very good. You trash one card, and if your leader is multicolored, play this. Very good staple. You usually run 4 of these in a lot of decks that run it. Alright, next up, it's going to be something a little bit off the beaten path of the revolutionary, but a yellow staple nonetheless. This is Okiku. 4/6 no counter. On KO, if your opponent has 3 or less life, place the top of your card to the top of the deck onto your life. So you basically heal, right? So your opponent definitely doesn't want to kill it unless they can heal, or they want to ignore it, or I get best case scenario, this thing gets returned to your hand or bottom decked. Then the trigger is also very powerful. If your opponent's life is at 3 or less, play this card. So basically this is going to be a lot of revolutionary plus just really, really strong trigger yellow cards. All right, so you're running 4 of these. Okay, next up it's Emporio Ivonco. This is the OP5/1. 4 cost, 5,000 power, 1k counter, activate made once per turn. If this character has 7,000 power or more, play a 5,000 power or lower revolutionary army other than Emporio from your hand. So let's go ahead and put off to the side here. So it can play this, it can play this one. And then so I'm gonna have a pile of revolutionary cards, and I'm gonna have a pile of really good things to put on top of the deck, right? So we're going to be doing it like that. Okay, so we're running a bunch of these. Next up, it's Karasu. 4/5/1. On play, if your leader is revolutionary type, give up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters 1,000 power during this turn. Very good for comboing with Lindbergh. Very good for rushing the leader, because every single attack that turn, you'll have a plus 1,000 advantage. And then when attacking, if this character has 7,000 power or more, give up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters, again, negative 1,000 power. Extremely powerful. Very good. Very, very, very good card. Next up, Kid and Killer. This one is not Dressrosa, nor is it a good trigger, but it's just a really good red rush card. 4 cost, 5,000 power, rush innates. When attacking, if your opponent has 2 or less life cards, this character gets 2,000. So it's another good, trigger for your leader ability. We're running a couple of these. 2 of these. Next, it's the other Emporio Ivonco from OP06. 5 cost, 6,000 power. On play, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Play up to one revolutionary character with power 5,000 or less. Then return the remaining to the bottom of your deck. So, as opposed to this character, you have to have it in your hand. This one is, you got to just get it from the top. Now, because your deck is primarily revolutionary, this would go off a lot of the time. So, very, very good, powerful card. Absolutely run 4 of these. Next up, it's your boss monsters, just in case the game goes late. The overall goal of this deck is to not go late, by the way. Alright, so Rush, give your leader or up to one of your characters up to 2 Rested Dawn. Now, this is very powerful because usually, yeah, you can put on your leader, but if you can put it on one of your characters, then you can activate your leader ability without any extra sort of hassle there. So, these are all of our attackers and such, and we're keeping a tally of the best grabs and the best it's very also really good thing to mention too. This can also summon the other Emporio Ivonco. This one can't summon itself, but this one can summon the other Emporio, which is a good combo right there. Alright, so yes, there you go. A lot of really good triggers, a lot of good stuff to grab. Now for the 2K counters, we're running 10 of these. First of all, this is a Koala, and I know I proxy a lot of my cards. This one isn't, though. I pulled this one a while ago. Eventually, we're going to replace everything with proxies. But then, yeah, this one, this was a good one. Alright, so, here we are. Running 4 Koalas, a staple in Revolutionary decks. 2/3/2 counter. If your leader has Revolutionary Army, give it to one of your opponent's characters, negative 3,000 power. So, once again, it's really good with Kusu, just even lowering costs more, but you primarily want it on Lindbergh to KO stuff, or, just basically things to destroy, kill, and rush things down. Next up, it's going to be Satori. Yeah, just really good, and played in almost like every single yellow deck these days. 5/5/2, you may trash 1 card to play this card. Just a really good card to put on the top of your life, so it's going to go into the pile for leader ability. So there's a lot of good leader ability ones and ones that you're going to be grabbing. Okay, so we're running 4 of these total. Then, check this out. This is a Sabo. This is a new card that got leaked a couple of weeks ago. So this is Sabo. This is Dressrosa Revolutionary 5/5/2. Activate main. You may put the top or bottom of your life cards into your hand. Then you give this character 1 extra 1,000 power. The ability is whatever. It's a 2K, so you primarily want to use it for the 2K. But the reason why we're running this as one of our extra sort of top off, minimum, I want 10 sort of 2K counters, is because it is freaking Revolutionary Army, and it can be summoned by both the 4 cost and the 5 cost Emporio. And it can get caught, but it can also get searched by the searcher, which we'll talk about in a bit. So we're running these. Next up, it's going to be the events. And we're running 2 of these. You're the one who should disappear. Very powerful. Trash 1 card from your hand. Your leader or one of your character gets 3,000 power. Very good. Very saves a lot. And it gets rid of a lot of trash in your hand. The trigger is very good if it ever goes off. If you have 0 life cards, put the top of your deck onto your life pile, so you essentially heal, but you do have to trash 1 card. And remember, even if you have 0 cards in your hand at the time, you can still do this, which is very, very awesome. Next up, we're running 3 of the stages. Revolutionary Army General Headquarters. Trash 1 card from your hand. The rest of the stage, look at the top 3, reveal a revolutionary, and play the rest at the bottom. Very good for sifting through and finding the exact ones you need at the time. Now, we're going to move on to our utilities. So we're running 4 Bello Betty Searchers. Top 5 revolutionary card other than Bello. And once again, it's just staple. If you can have 4 searchers in your deck for a lot of stuff, I think you always should. So we're running 4 of these. Then I'm trying these out. Running 3 of these new promo koalas. This is 1/1/1, activate once per turn. Give your leader or up to one of your characters up to 1 rested dawn. So this is essentially doing what the OP, was it ST01? I believe ST01, Nami, and then OP03, other character that gives people 1 rested dawn. So this is sticky, can be on the board. It's a you know, your opponent definitely wants to get rid of it, so they're going to use up resources for it. But this is very powerful because at any time you're going to need a lot of your characters to reach that threshold of 7,000 power, so you can send it back to your hand. So those are all the cards in the deck. Let's talk about some really good, really good combos here. So these are your best cards that you're going to want to get with the Emporio Ivancovs, Inazuma, Lindbergh. You can search another one with the 5-drop, and then Kusu. These are the ones you want to drop with these. Really nice and awesome. Then for your leader ability, technically you can get anything that's a 3-cost plus with 7,000 power, but you primarily want to hit these if you can. This one simply because you're gonna be searching for this, and you're gonna randomly get this. It's gonna be nice. But yeah, you want Satori. So if you can somehow get a trigger from Satori, you never usually want to play it. It's a 5-cost. You don't want to play it. You want to use it as a 2K, or if you can get it as a trigger, you can use it the next turn. Get it to 7,000 power. Even use your koalas to give yourself some free ammunition to these guys. Just put it back on top of your deck. Very powerful. A lot of the time in Killing Killer, even if it's the only card on the field, as long as your opponent's at 2 or less life, you can attack them, and then it goes into rest. Usually at that time, your opponent wants to kill it. So why not just put it back on top of your life for free? I say for free, but you always have to put 1 Dawn on your guy, which once again works really well with the Koala. And then put it there, and then your character, your opponent has to hit you. You heal, you get another rush. That's kind of safe. Lindbergh, another good one. 7,000 power to KO somebody, then put it back on top of your life to heal, and then play it again. The best case scenario is your Akiku though. Unfortunately, she can't be summoned by anything here, but she can be summoned by the trigger. And yeah, it doesn't matter what your it doesn't matter what kind of character this is. This koala can give anyone a dawn. So you put 1 dawn on her, you play for 4. Next turn you attack, whatever, etc. So yep. So yeah, I'll be putting up a video of how this deck ran, but it's fun. It's really interesting. I'm gonna come out with another Sabo video later. That's primarily, the general stuff you would see. You're running some Luffys, you're running some Aces, and you do this stuff. But I thought it'd be fun to try out something that's pure revolutionary because this leader's effect is very good. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time. Bye.